Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. was Delaware's 48th senator, and he served from 1973 to 2009. His 36 years in office is the longest Senate term in Delaware history. Also, Biden is the first Delaware senator who, at least as of this recording, is still alive today. Biden was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania. His family briefly lived in Garden City, New York, then moved back to Scranton, and then finally moved to Delaware when Biden was 10 years old. They lived first in Claymont and then settled in Mayfield, a suburb of Wilmington. Biden attended a Catholic school called Archmere Academy in Claymont and then went to the University of Delaware, graduating in 1965. He went to law school at Syracuse, where he met and married Nelia Hunter, and he passed the bar and became a lawyer in 1969. But once he started his actual career as a lawyer, he quickly discovered that he didn't really like it all that much. He worked for a couple firms in Wilmington, but what he was really interested in was politics. In 1970, just 1 year after passing the bar, he decided to run for a seat on the New Castle County Council, and he actually won. After a couple years in that position, he decided to go for the next logical step up, the United States Senate. He was still only 29 years old, and he was running against J. Caleb Boggs, a popular two-term incumbent. But surprisingly, Biden actually won a close election. But tragedy struck the Bidens soon after. On December 18, 1972, his wife Nelia and their 1-year-old daughter Naomi were killed in a car accident. His sons, Beau and Hunter, were in the car but survived. Biden considered declining his Senate seat, but he was talked out of it by alliterative Senators Hubert Humphrey and Mike Mansfield, presumably because the Democrats only had a small majority heading into 1973 and they didn't want to lose the seat that Biden had just flipped. But maybe that's just my cynical side projecting from a modern perspective. At any rate, Biden kept his seat but didn't go to Washington for the start of his term. He stayed at Wilmington Medical Center with his sons and even took the oath of office there. He went on to be re-elected in 1978, 1984, 1990, 1996, 2002, and 2008. He is the only Delaware senator to be elected 7 times, and his time in office of 36 years and 12 days is the longest in Delaware history, and the 19th longest in overall Senate history. Along the way, he remarried in 1977, launched a presidential campaign in 1987, and in 1988 he nearly died from 2 brain aneurysms. As for that presidential campaign, Biden actually started pretty strong, but soon dropped out of the race after being accused of plagiarism. That's right, kids. Once upon a time, an entire presidential campaign could be torpedoed by the simplest things, like shouting and excitement. But I digress.